Hi everyone, it's Heidi Postle. Welcome back to A+ Maths. Today we're going to continue on with the quadratic equations. Our first example is 3x squared minus x minus 4 equals 0. Don't forget how to factorize. If you've forgotten, go back to one of my other videos and learn how to factorize non-monic polynomials or monic polynomials. Because if you can't factorize, you will not be able to solve quadratic equations. So we set it up, 3x all over 3, and then we need to multiply 3 by 4 to get 12. Now we need to think of the factors of 12. What two numbers multiply to give 12 and add to give minus 1, the number in front of the x? 4 and 3, 6 and 2, and 12 and 1. You get those? Great. So which one of those multiplies to give 12 and adds to give minus 1? 4 and 3. Great. So we need to think about 4 and 3. How can we get minus 1 from 4 and 3? Minus 4 plus 3. Great. So we need to add that in to our factorized form over here. And we end up with 3x minus 4, 3x plus 3 all over 3 equals 0. Now all we need to do now is to factorize out one of the brackets or both and cancel the 3 on the denominator. We can see that we can factorize the 3x plus 3 by taking out a common factor of 3, because 3 goes into 3x and 3 goes into 3. So we have 3x minus 4, 3, because we took it out, x plus 1 all over 3. We then cancel the 3's and we write down what's left. 3x minus 4 equals 0, or x plus 1 can equal 0. And then we need to solve each side. So 3x can equal 4, and divide both sides by 3, and we have x equals 4 over 3. And then we come to the other side, and we have x equals minus 1 if we take the 1 to the other side. Let's take a look at another example, very similar. This time we're going to have to be careful that we take out a common factor first. Remember our factorizing rules, you always have to take out a common factor first. So we have 3x squared plus 9x plus 6 equals 0. Notice that 3, 9 and 6 all have a common factor of 3. So we're going to take out 3 from everything. 3 bracket x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals 0. You can quickly expand it and make sure that it works to get the line above. Now remember how to factorize a monic trinomial? So we're going to get 3. We're looking for numbers that multiply to give 2 and add to give 3. So we have 2 and 1. They're the only factors of 2 because 2 is prime. 2 times 1 is 2. And then we add 2 plus 1 is 3. So we can write down 3 bracket x plus 2 x plus 1 equals 0. We've added now 2 and 1. We can divide both sides by 3 to get rid of the 3 in the front because we don't really want that there. And then we can write down what's left to solve our quadratic equation, remembering that something times 0 equals 0 or 0 times something equals 0. So x plus 2 can equal 0 or x plus 1 can equal 0. And then of course we need to solve each side. We take the 2 to the other side and we're left with x equals minus 2. And we take the 1 to the other side over here and we're left with x equals minus 1. If you're starting to get the hang of this, that's great. See if you can have a go at this one before me. Maybe you can pause the video and then check it in a minute. 4b squared minus 18b minus 10 equals 0. Of course there's a common factor of 2, isn't there? 2 goes into everything. So the first thing we're going to do is to take out the common factor of 2. So we have 2 bracket 2b squared minus 9b minus 5 equals 0. We set it up to factorize. 2 outside of 2b all over 2. We're now looking for a number that multiplies to give 10 and adds to give minus 9. So what are the factors of 10? 10 and 1, 5 and 2. So what multiplies to give 10 and adds to give minus 9? Minus 10 plus 1. So we add that in, and then we factorize out one of the brackets as usual. We can factorize out the 2b minus 10. So we're left with 2 times 2 bracket b minus 5 2b plus 1 all over 2 equals 0. We can cancel the 2's, and then we write down what's left. b minus 5 equals 0, or 2b plus 1 can equal 0, and then we solve both sides. And we're left with b can equal 5, Or 2b can equal minus 1, and then we divide both sides by 2, and we're left with b equals minus 1 on 2. Let's try another one. 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Well, this time we can't factorise out a common factor. So we have to remember our factorising again and do non-monic trinomials. Remember that we have to set it up first. And the way that I like to set them up is 3x all over 3 equals 0. Then we're looking for a number that multiplies to give 3 times 2 is 6 and adds to give 7. So we need to think about what are the multiples of 6. So the multiples of 6 could be 3 and 2, 6 and 1. And we need to find one of these factors that adds to give 7. So 6 and 1 would be the ones there because 3 and 2 can't give us 7. So we're going to add into our brackets plus 6 and plus 1 because 6 plus 1 is 7 and 6 times 1 6. Then I need to factorise one or both of the brackets, in this case only the first bracket because 3x plus 6 has a factor of 3. So I left with 3 bracket x plus 2 bracket 3x plus 1 all over 3 equals 0. I can then cancel the 3's and then I write down what I'm left with. X plus 2 can equal 0 or 3x plus 1 can equal 0. And of course then I need to solve both sides. X can equal minus 2 or 3x can equal minus 1 and then divide both sides by 3, so I'm left with x equals minus 1 over 3. Our last example of the day will be 6y squared minus 19y plus 10 equals 0. See if you can have a go without me first. Pause the video and have a turn. Alright, now that you're back, hopefully you're going to do what I did. Prepare it for factorising. 6y all over 6. Remember, if you factorise differently to me, that's fine. We're now looking for numbers that multiply to give. 6 times 10 is 60 and adds to give minus 19. So what are the factors of 60? 15 and 4, 10 and 6, 20 and 3, or 60 and 1, of course. Don't forget 60 and 1. So what can we use to add to give minus 19? 15 and 4, great. So minus 15 minus 4 give me plus 60 and also add to give minus 19. I now need to factorise one or both of the brackets. This time it's more tricky because I need to factorise both of the brackets. I can take a 3 out of the first bracket and a 2 out of the second bracket. And then of course 3 times 2 gives me my 6 and they all cancel. And then I write down what's left. 2y minus 5, 3y minus 2 can equal 0. And then I write down what's left. 2y minus 5 can equal 0. Or 3y minus 2 can equal 0. And then we solve each one separately. And I'm left with 2y equals 5. And then divide both sides by 2. So y equals 5 over 2. And on the other side, 3y equals 2 by taking the minus 2 to the other side. And then dividing both sides by 3, I get y equals 2/3. So I hope that you've enjoyed that video and I hope that that helped you with quadratic equations, with factorising of, well, both monic and non-monic polynomials. My next video will be on quadratic equations and completing the square. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.